goes. What's up, everybody?
Hello!
I'm Jet, here to cast some Squawkvintational. I got my bird shirt on, even though you can't see it. How you doing, Nurse?
I'm good. We kind of got thrown in the deep end on this one, but I'm excited to watch some Rivals 2. And honestly, with the bracket that we've got here, this is kind of the place to be if you want to see kind of the best of what this game has to offer so far.
Yeah, a lot of incredible players coming in. It was really awesome to see the open qualifiers yesterday. Both of us participated in them, and I think one of the cool things was just like looking at like how stacked the top end of the open qualifiers were, because it was a very small tournament. I think we had 12 people, and then in like round 2 we had, I don't know, Kusi versus like Stango and stuff like that. Like just absolutely crazy. It
was definitely it was a little jarring because round 1 I played you, and then round 2 I played Kusi. I was like, interesting jump from round 1 to round 2. So, but that was a lot of fun, and I think like the invitational format where you have like a couple people showcasing the game combined with an open qualifier is such a good opportunity to have, you know, players from all over the place, all over the platform fighter genre guaranteed to get in as like favorites, and then people who happen to show up that day. In this case, Kusi and Stango, who we kind of expected to be there, show up and do so well.
Honestly, I think Stango was a little bit of like, you know, overperformance, because Boyko was also in there, and same with Ion, and I think that those are both like really incredible top level players as well. And you know, Stango just kind of wiped the floor with them, you know, just 2-0, 2-0, Kusi and Boyko right in a row. So definitely a little bit of not super unexpected. Obviously Stango's incredible, but I think that, I don't know, based on the brackets I've seen, it feels like Ion and Boyko would also be, you know, in the contention for that.
For sure. It's definitely worth mentioning that Craig got hit a little bit in this patch, and Rano got buffed a little bit in the terms of dash attack, and in terms of crouch canceling coming back and what that does to reaction tech chasing. I think any meta where reaction tech chasing is something you're going to be looking for, that is going to be a Rano type meta, because that character is so consistent if you have the reaction time for getting those tech chases and those options.
Yeah. Well, I'm pushing 30, so I don't have that anymore. But I'll be sticking with my my nice Crag, and I think it'll be fine. I think Crag's still a really good character, but there were some, like you said, very noticeable nerfs. I think one of the biggest ones, in my opinion, is the pillar nerf. Changing it to how much advantage you have is actually enormous. Like there actually were stages, like for instance the triplat stage. That one, like, if you have Crag on that stage, you could just absolutely abuse pillar the entire game. And then now it's like, okay, you pillar them and like it doesn't matter. So I think that one's like a really big difference in terms of not just like Crag's kit, but also like the counter picking stage. But we're gonna be getting into game, and it looks like we have Leviathan on our favorite. What do they call him? Shark, dolphin, dog.
Yeah, so I think it's an orca / dog.
Orca dog.
Depending if you have the axolotl skin or not, you know how it is.
Love this little floofer.
Yeah, I think that change was nice to Crag. I think a lot of the pillar stuff ended up being a little bit degen and not fun to play against.
Oh yeah, very over-centralizing.
I think that's a good change. I like seeing the Orcane from Leviathan, and I think we're going to hopefully see some new stuff as this character just came out. Orcane is a character who has a ton of setups into good stuff and a ton of power on those raw hits. Where they're lacking a little bit is kind of that combo game. What you see ZeeBee doing right now is not exactly something Orcane's going to be doing back to you. So Leviathan has to make sure that he's feeling good in neutral and is feeling good to put those hits on.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's just about finding...
Oh, wait!
What? Oh, the shards.
Honestly, scammed by his own rock deserve.
I know, that was tragic, but still a really sick setup. I think ZeeBee is certainly one of the people who just always has the ability to be very creative regardless of the patch, and like figure out things very quickly. Know exactly what he's gonna be looking for, but But yeah, like you said, with Orcane, it's like you get these 2-3-piece combos, but you don't really get these huge, big damage confirms like Crag can. And it's about looking for those stray hits into the 2 pieces, into the big confirms, that get you the stock early, but not necessarily like rack up the percent quite as quickly.
Yeah, and it's a matter of if you can do that. Really nice awareness there to confirm the neutral B into the up B, something you can actually do off the back of the puddle, and that's what's going to be taking those early stocks. Like we said, it's the setups and the raw hits. You cannot be, you're not typically comboing into stuff unless you get like a 2-piece into the back air off of something like up tilts or potentially DI wrong on a dash attack or something like that. And this stage in particular is kind of tough for Orcane as well, because if you don't have the puddle, your recovery is super, super limited due to the lack of wall jump.
Did they had to have gone random stage, right? Because this isn't even a starter.
Yeah, I imagine that they did. That's what I've been doing with everyone. So I've just
for me, everyone's been going random stage except for this one.
Yeah,
like we get this one, we reset.
I've been going random except this or Air Armada. I'm like, anything else.
Air Armada, man, get Air Armada out of here.
All right, the reset on the special grab and now off the wall. One of the tough things about this matchup is Orcane's bubbles don't actually break the wall or the rock. So they have kind of a limited amount of forward-facing moves that they can use to kind of alleviate that pressure, which means there's more of a commitment needed.
Yeah, certainly going to be a difficult situation for Arcane, and as we can already see, Leviathan is having a really difficult time getting out of this corner. Finds a reset, though, and turns it right around. Still, ZeeBee in control, almost getting that forward strong. Still looking for a little bit more than just running the neutral be out twice in a row. Rock's on the other side of the stage, homie. You can't be picking up nothing.
It's crazy that Crag can dash attack with 2 jabs and then still tech chase with dash attack. Bro's got time.
Dash has a pretty reasonable amount of ending lag, but sometimes
and the greed on the upbeat, that move is so punishable. But when you're down by that much, you need to do something. And I think that game kind of went how we expected to a degree, right? Like keeping up in neutral is so challenging with Crag, especially when he's got combos that are so much more significant than yours. And sometimes maybe because Orcane is new, the setups aren't quite there yet. And so we see Leviathan going to the fleet, and I feel like this is pretty consistently what I've seen as one of Crag's harder matchups.
Yeah, it is a very difficult proposition for Crag to get back onto stage. Once you find him in the corner, like there's so much ability for Fleet to just control the space that he wants to use to come back. So you have to be really careful about your recoveries, and then the neutral is also like a little bit awkward too because you don't quite have the speed to get up on Fleet. But right now, I mean, ZeeBee's making it look easy.
As long as they're in disadvantage, it quite frankly does not matter.
Yeah.
Managed to get back off onto the stage with the cancels, but has had full control of this game so far. Finally, Leviathan has a chance to retake center stage, but is immediately reversaled and sent back off stage. Nice rocksmith from ZeeBee, keeping him at the ledge right now, and just a roll out is going to reset neutral.
Did you call it rocksmithing?
I may have.
That's such a sick name for it. I've never heard that. But yeah, just a simple forward air, and I think that this is certainly a matchup where like. It's very based on, control of the advantage state, right? Like once you put your opponent in advantage, it's clear that, you can keep them there for a very long time regardless of the side you're on. But I mean, Leviathan struggling to find their footing at all, and ZeeBee is just moving and grooving. Every single position seems to be covered so well by, just a bevy of options, throwing out all of these.
Jesus.
Same spot, same exact move. Brutal.
And when we've seen fleets have success in this matchup, we've seen kind of Kib be able to do this and take it against top Crag mains. I think one thing that Kib does so well is just have a really high degree of comfortability in his setups. He knows kind of the flowchart of this comes here, and this comes here, and this comes here. And that's what allows you to put Crag in checkmate situations. It's when you don't let him play the game, because once you actually get going, there are ways to do that. I think if you're newer at the character or not quite as comfortable as someone like Kib is, you don't find the opportunities to put them in those checkmate situations, and then you're just trying to play kind of an honest game against Crag, which never gonna lose.
He is not gonna lose. He is nothing. He is nothing in the honest department. He will steal your wallet, steal your stocks, drop a
And
rock on your head.
we're back to the arcade. The fleet was a nice idea, but unfortunately not quite holding it down. A little bit bigger stage is going to allow Arcane to disengage with Crag a little bit more, which might be actually nice in terms of getting out of disadvantage and using your kind of really high speed to your advantage. But we're seeing, again, you lose neutral one time, 85% in your off stage. Almost a bit of a whiff from
be seeing a
ZeeBee.
little bit of a player diff right now. I don't think it's too much Leviathan's character choices. Right now, ZeeBee is just outplaying Leviathan to a significant degree.
Well, we don't know how long Leviathan has had the game, how long he's been playing. I know ZeeBee's been playing since at least Genesis and probably has his own build of the game, so there might be a little bit of a practice difference as well. But
ZeeBee's a beta tester, right? Or like an alpha tester? I thought they were.
I don't keep up.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, obviously ZeeBee just, you know, incredible showing so far, really making a case for Crag. You know, pretty much always the one to show off like what crazy stuff Crag can do in any build, any situation. But you know, still not finding the stock just yet. And even though Crag has a lot of raw kill power on a couple of his moves, there are situations where he finds it difficult to get the finishing blow because you need to get a combo into that forward air or the down air spike or something like that. But like without that, it's difficult to find the stock. And even though ZeeBee started off really hot, down 137, up to 137 on this, and still a chance for Arcane to get the stock right now.
Yeah, the problem is now you're back in combo percent if you're Arcane, and Arcane finding the stock can have just as much trouble as Crag with needing those raw hits, if not for a bubble combo. And so even if Leviathan did a good job of bringing it back, you do need to find that kill.
Yeah, I don't know how Leviathan's gonna find this kill. Oh,
nice.
There it is. Okay, bubble combo it is.
Yeah, it's one or the other. You either Dacus out smash, you bubble combo, or you just land a raw back air. You got a couple options.
There's like the sliding smash attacks are actually pretty good too. Like you can still use the
yeah.
You can still use the down strong slide or the F strong slide. Pretty good.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is down strong, which is really really fast, doesn't actually kill Crag until
10 million percent.
Till about 140, 150. So while it's a great option, it's not exactly what I would call reliable.
A little
Good
I'm
up
not
B.
seeing that much like bubble usage here for Leviathan. Like we're seeing drop in the puddle a lot, but there's been situations where it feels like the bubbles would be like a really good stage control thing, and just has not opted to use them. And now we're seeing it, but it's a little surprising.
The tough part about it versus Crag is he can do that down B and just kind of zone. And so if you're throwing out bubbles, he can stand out of the range of the bubble, but within range of the down B, and now you're just opening yourself up for combos on the backside of the bubbles. So
yeah,
more often versus Crag, you have to combo into it to find a ton of value, or use the forward air bubbles as like platform coverage. But otherwise, it's not as good in neutral as it would be versus someone like, you know, like Rano or like Zetterbird or something, who are like trying
like
to approach you more.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, not gonna get the big combo there. Just barely figuring out that end lag, and ZeeBee going for the parry on the side special. Like the idea, not gonna work out though. Oh, good situation here. Goes for the forward air as the finisher. Maybe wanting the back air. Might have killed.
It's a little tricky to get the timing on turning it around and then getting the double hit of the back air. It can be a little bit inconsistent in terms of only getting the first hit.
What's the deal with roaring in this game?
You could do it. It's just
the same.
Because of like the dash turner, how quick dash turnaround is. It's hard to like instant roar. You more have to turn around.
Yeah,
which is still doable. It's just more challenging.
Yep, and that's gonna be a 3-0 for ZeeBee. You know, not super surprising. I feel like ZeeBee's one of the favorites to win this whole event, but still, I mean, there was some signs of life at the end there for Leviathan. You know, started getting a few of the confirms, a few of the Arcane combos, but I don't know. It's still a difficult spot. You know, it feels like a rough matchup.